Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into something that's, well, it's everywhere in tech now. Cloud computing, specifically Amazon Web Services,
Yeah?
AWS. It
hmm
can definitely seem like this huge, complicated thing from the outside.
It can, yeah.
But our plan today is to kind of give you the shortcut, cut through the jargon, make it feel accessible, really understandable. Okay, let's unpack this.
That's good.
Our starting point, our source for this, is actually a really practical YouTube video. It's called AWS Introduction and Complete Roadmap for Beginners by Sheetal Sharma.
Right?
And it lays out this great step-by-step path. We've basically boiled it down to the essentials for you.
Exactly. The goal here isn't just a summary. It's really about pulling out the most important bits of knowledge, that core roadmap from the video. We want to give you a clear sense of what AWS is, why it matters so much,
Yeah.
and what are the absolute key pieces for someone just starting out.
Yep.
And this is super relevant because, let's face it, the demand for AWS skills is just sky high right now in pretty much every industry.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. What's the basic problem that cloud and AWS specifically actually solves?
Right.
Because before all this, companies, organizations, they needed actual physical servers, right? Racks and racks of them.
Absolutely. You had to buy them, manage them in your own data center. It was incredibly expensive. Hardware, maintenance, space, cooling,
And cumbersome, not very agile.
not at all. A huge barrier. And then along comes Amazon Web Services, AWS, which is now, it's the most widely used cloud platform in the world.
So what does it do fundamentally, according to the source?
Well, the video breaks it down simply. It hosts websites, stores data, runs applications, and, much more, all without you needing to buy any physical server.
That's the key bit, right? No physical servers you own.
Exactly. And the other revolutionary part is the cost model. It's pay only for what you want, or really what you use.
The pay-as-you-go thing.
Precisely. Which is incredibly cost-efficient compared to buying all that hardware up front. What's fascinating here is how it opens things up.
Opens things up. How so?
It basically democratizes access to really powerful computing resources. Startups can use the same kind of infrastructure as giant corporations, just paying for what they need, scaling up or down almost instantly. It fuels a ton of innovation.
That shift is huge. So, okay, that brings us to the basic concepts of cloud computing itself. The roadmap in the video says you need this foundation first. So what does this all mean for someone just starting out? What are those core ideas like what is cloud computing? Why does it exist? Why do we need it?
Well, the roadmap highlights understanding the main service models first. You've got IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS.
Right. Infrastructure, platform, software as a service.
Exactly. IaaS gives you the most control, like virtual machines.
Mm.
PaaS handles the infrastructure underneath, so developers just focus on code. And SaaS is the ready-to-go software, like email or CRM over the internet.
Understanding those levels seems important.
It is. It helps you see what AWS offers at different levels. And alongside that, you need to know the deployment types: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud.
Okay, explain those quickly.
Sure. Public cloud, like AWS, means shared infrastructure, very scalable, cost-effective. Private cloud is dedicated infrastructure, maybe on-premise, more control, but more management. Hybrid mixes them.
Got it. So you pick based on your needs for control, cost, security?
Exactly. Having that basic framework is crucial before you really dive deep into AWS itself.
Okay, perfect foundation. Now let's shift specifically to AWS. Here's where I think it gets really interesting for people. The roadmap talks about understanding AWS's purpose, why it's needed, and its global infrastructure.
Yeah, the sheer scale is impressive. But from a beginner's practical view, the first steps are actually pretty simple. The video guides you on how to create a free AWS account.
The free tier, right. That's key for learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's your entry point. And then, just as important, it shows you how to manage the console, the AWS management console.
That web interface where you control everything?
That's the one. Your command center. Just getting comfortable clicking around in there, seeing where things are, that's a huge first step in the hands-on journey. Don't skip that familiarity part.
Good advice. Okay, so once you're in the console, the guide quickly points to the most important services. It starts with two absolute giants, EC2 and S3.
The cornerstones, really. EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud, basically your virtual machines in the cloud. Scalable servers.
And S3.
Simple storage service. It's for object storage, incredibly durable. Primarily for, well, storing data. Lots and lots of data.
But the roadmap mentions more uses for S3, right?
Oh yeah, it specifically calls out hosting static websites directly from S3, which is super common, surprisingly powerful, and cost-effective.
Huh, okay. A website without a server, kind of.
Sort of, yeah, for the static parts. And the other big one is backup and restore. S3 is critical for
Right,
that.
S3 for backups.
Its durability is massive, first off. And it has features like versioning. The roadmap stresses this, making sure you can recover if, any disaster happened or anything happened in future. It's fundamental for resilience.
Makes sense. So beyond compute and storage, EC2 and S3, what other core services does the roadmap highlight?
It mentions RDS, the relational database service. That simplifies setting up and managing databases like SQL databases in the cloud.
Takes away the database admin headache somewhat.
A lot of it, yeah. And then there's IAM, Identity and Access Management.
Right, the security piece. The video mentions giving the access to the profile or anything. It's about the security purpose.
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, IAM is like the ultimate gatekeeper for your AWS account. It's not just about giving access. It's about defining who gets access to what resources and exactly what they can do with them.
So like users, permissions, that sort of thing.
Precisely. Users, groups, roles, policies, very granular control. It's absolutely essential for keeping your cloud environment secure and meeting any compliance rules. These core services, compute, storage, database, identity, they are really the building blocks.
Okay, building blocks. But you need to actually build something, right? The source mentions that theory isn't enough.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
The roadmap strongly emphasizes hands-on projects. That's how you really get comfortable.
What kind of projects does it suggest?
It gives some great practical examples like launch our first websites, presumably on an EC2 instance, then hosting static websites in storage S3, which we just talked about.
Okay.
Also do that backup and restore with S3 exercise. Really important. And finally, simply web app deployment, which it notes is maybe more for developers, getting a basic application running.
So real-world tasks.
Yeah, these projects are crucial because they connect the dots. You move from just knowing about EC2 or S3 to actually using them to achieve something. That solidifies the learning.
Got it. And the final major piece in the roadmap.
Network and security. The source says this is also a very important part. And it is.
Can't forget the network.
Absolutely not. It covers how you actually connect your resources, like your servers, together in the cloud, often in an isolated way. And the security around that authorization, authentication.
So what specific components does it mention there?
It introduces VPC basics. VPC is your virtual private cloud, like your own private section of the AWS cloud.
Okay, your isolated network.
Right. And within that, you learned about subnets, which are ways to divide up your VPC, maybe for different tiers of an app or for better security. Then internet gateways to connect your VPC to the internet if needed.
And the firewalls?
Yep. Security groups and NACL's network access control lists. These act like firewalls at different levels, controlling what traffic is allowed in or out of your instances or subnets. Understanding how VPCs, subnets, gateways, and these security layers work together is key to designing anything securely in AWS.
It really sounds like a comprehensive roadmap, starting simple and building up.
It is. It covers the essentials methodically.
So wrapping up the core content, the source loops back to the beginning, right? Reiterating that AWS skills are, well, highly demanded in market nowadays.
Exactly. And that learning it step by step, like in this roadmap, is really important for anyone wanting to move career switch or just get ahead in tech. It's a clear call to action.
Absolutely. It makes you think about the opportunities.
It really does. And this whole deep dive, looking at this roadmap, it highlights something fascinating, I think. It shows how much more accessible these really complex technologies like cloud computing have become.
Yeah, how so?
Well, with clear guides like this one and resources like the AWS free tier, the actual barrier to getting started and mastering something powerful like AWS is much, much lower than it used to be.
Sure, you don't need a server room anymore.
Exactly. And this raises an important question, I think, for you listening. What does it really mean for innovation and for your own career path when you can learn to build and manage sophisticated global applications without ever physically touching a server? It's not just about saving money. It's empowering so many more people to jump in, to build things, to solve problems in the digital world. It enables this whole new era of like agile development and quick innovation. Maybe think about how that shift impacts you and what possibilities it opens up for the future of technology itself.